So we are in Malachi chapter 1, verses 1 to 14. And literally for the past few months, we have looked at the Israelites and how they've had this roller coaster relationship with God. At some points they obey him, at other points they disobey him. It's always up and down. And as we get to Malachi chapter 1, we get a taste of what it's like to get into the life of an Israelite. And basically, Malachi chapter 1 goes through and it traces the Israelite people back to Adam and Eve all the way to the present time that they were in. Adam and Eve sinned, and from this point, mankind has been in a constant complaining relationship with God. And this can lead us to going our own way. And for example, if you look at the Israelites, they turned to other idols, they left the Lord, they served different gods, all these different problems that they had. In our lifetime, it can lead people to leave the church entirely and even leave the faith. And sometimes it might look as simple as just getting complacent with God. But in Malachi chapter 1, the theme of it is really that the Israelites, even though they're disobedient, even though they're not faithful, God still remained faithful to them. Think about what they have been through together. But it starts with the promises of Abraham that God would give them seed and land and blessing, that God would bring them out of Egypt, that God would restore them after captivity, that God would continue to be involved in their life, yet they still found fault with God. They still had issues with what God was doing in their life. And so as we read about the Israelites disobeying God, it should cause us to examine our own hearts, to examine our own life. That no matter what has happened in your life, the only thing that will fix that is an accurate view of Jesus and what he has done for you. We believe that Jesus was God's son, that he came into the world to die on a cross for our sins and for the sins of the world. And because of this, we can have life. An accurate view of Jesus is how we fight disobedience, is how we fight the roller coaster of the Christian life. So think about this today. How does a right view of Jesus help our relationship with God?